Did you know that each of your animals has their own angel? Did you know that one specific angel has been assigned to look over and take care of your pets? Would you like to know about how this designated angel can help you and your pet heal with more ease and grace? If so, today's show is for you. Our guest will be talking about the Blue Angel. Who is she? How can she help us and our pets? How can you call on the Blue Angel for you and your pets? She'll also be sharing a meditation and a prayer so that you can experience directly the Blue Angel.
Oh, no.
Get your pen and pad ready.
Wait a second.
You're going to take some notes. Buckle up. We're getting ready to go for a ride in the quantum field and beyond. Buckle up. I wouldn't want you to go flying off to another dimension, or just maybe, that's exactly what you need. Okay, this is the People and Pets Show. Good morning. Welcome to the People and Pets Show. I'm so glad to have it with us, our guest, Dr. Tricia Working. And I think we're just having a little tech issue live. That's part of the beauty of doing a Facebook Live. So I think she'll be back with us momentarily. She was just with us and popped off. So anyway, that's part of doing Facebook Lives, as you know. So she'll be joining us in a minute. So in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. You know, there's so many ways you could be spending your time doing things, and I'm so grateful and honored that you've chosen to spend some of it with us this morning. You're going to get a lot of value from our conversation today. All right, she's back. Let's see. Dr. Tricia? Okay. Okay, well, hopefully she'll pop back. Anyway, please give some loves and likes of this page. Also to my Facebook business page for People and Pets Energetics. If you like the show, you like the work I'm doing, just if you can give it a like, I would be greatly appreciative. So as we're going through, please type in your comments in the chat box. Okay, you're back. Hi, Dr. Tricia.
Can you see me though? Because you can see me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can't see you, but that is okay.
Hold on, let's see. Okay. Okay, so we're live. Anyway, please put in your comments in the chat box. Let us know where you are in the world, where you're viewing it, and please post any questions you have for Dr. Working, be it about the Blue Angels as we go in during the course of our conversation, or about her whole body of work. So I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. Some of y'all know me, others of you, maybe I'm totally new. So my name is Mark Hernandez. I am the owner and founder of People and Pets Energetics. I help people, animals, and their spaces when they've hit the wall with health and well-being issues. Basically, I have intuitive gifts and extensive training to read the subtle energy fields of people, animals, and spaces, and then identify and release non-beneficial energies that are locking into place the health or well-being challenge. Let's see, okay, she's back. All right. So I read the field, and for pets, most common thing I see with pets are changes in behavior. You know, that peeing and pooing in the house, separation anxiety. You introduce a new pet to the household, the dynamics get wonky. I can help with all that and more. People side, what typically gets them on the door is some type of physical pain. You know, it's totally disrupting the quality of your everyday life. You've already seen your medical doctors and they've run all the tests and they go, you know, we really can't find anything to account for your pain. And maybe you've even done some alternative stuff. And as you know, everything works till it doesn't work. You know, what maybe have been good, the Cairo for Susie, just isn't working for you. And that's just how the energy works sometimes. So I can help you with all that. Anyway, I do most of my consultations remotely by phone or video technology. And I also do some in-fair, been going to some holistic fairs, I do in person. So that's what I do in a nutshell. Of course, certified in the body code, emotion code from Dr. Bradley Nelson, and advanced ash work from Rudy Hunter. And I forgot to, just hot off the press, an article came out of mine on the body code for pets. Okay, with an overview of what it is and how you can use it. So I'll be posting more information later on. So, Dr. Working, can you hear me?
I can. Can you see me? Or
Yes,
hear
I can. I can see and hear you both. So great.
Okay.
Who do you have in your lap right now?
This is Sage. He was a kitten born in my home to a litter that we had rescued, and he is just so loving. Plus, he loves anybody that comes in with a tool belt. Any service guys or anything, he pulls their equipment out and tries to help.
So very, very playful, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you now. Like I said, probably a lot of the audience, the viewers, either those that are listening live or on the replay, you know, you may be very familiar with the work of Dr. Working. For some of you, she may be new. So Dr. Tricia Working has been working with the animal kingdom all her life. In her own words, Paws and claws have melted my tears and given me the strength to go on when I felt I could not. She is very Southern, a sassy spirit who wears lipsticks, lace, and leopard print. Dr. Working has a connection to spirit, which blesses her with a unique healing ability and a way to see into the souls of the guardians and their animals so that they create stronger bonds and a deeper relationship. She is a mixture of light and dark, the divine feminine, deeply mysterious and mystical. Her abilities with animals translate back to humanity. So kind of, I guess, her starting point was with the animals, and of course she works with people too. And she focuses on healing what is broken. She recognizes the centrality of consciousness and possesses a unique ability to understand the final moments of life. She deals a lot of moments of transition. So the time to transition from one plane to another plane. She helps both people and animals move on with ease and grace to the next stage of their journeys. She is the author of the book, The Fur Agreements, Lessons in Consciousness from Animals, published in 2012, and hosts a monthly conference call for the Paws Healing Ministry. She makes regular appearance on international telesummits to share her work and gifts with communities across the world. The topic of our conversation today is the Blue Angel, protector of animals, healer of humanity. Dr. Tricia, welcome to the People and Pets Show.
Thank you so much, Mark. I'm so excited to be here. And as you can tell, so is my tribe. So
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
To the madness.
Yeah, that's part of the, how many cats, animals do you have?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you. My husband's would be.
Okay. Or let me ask it a different. How many are in the room with you right now as we speak?
Oh, probably about 6 and 2 puppies.
Okay. So a full house, and they're wanting to show up. Very good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Before we go on to our conversation, I just want to check the chat box. Let's see, that looks to be working today. Let's see who's on the call today. We have, okay, Shauna Marie. She says, hello, everyone. We have Heather Houston. Thank you for being here. And Mary Hickish works with Dr. Working. Gina comments, love the kitty, Tricia.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Gina also says, oh, I love animals. Got my fur babies and birds, ravens, foxes, and squirrels. Woo!
Wow.
Quite a crew. All right. Thank you, Gina. And her fur babies love Reiki. Very good. Well, thank you very much. So, as I said, as we go on during the conversation, for those that are listening live or on the replay, go ahead and type in any questions you have for Dr. Working. So, Dr. Tricia had a lifelong and profound connection with the animal kingdom. What were some of the pivotal moments in your journey from doing what you did previously, whatever that was? I know you taught some at the college level, among other things, to doing what you're doing today?
Well, I think that really my whole life led up to this, because as a little girl and teenager, my mom raised and I showed um, collie, shepherds, bloodhounds, and poodles. And
Huh.
we always had a house full at any one time. Um, and then when I went to college, I started teaching. But again, I had to have my animals with me. And so I always had, from the time, except for the little time spent in the dorm, I've always had somebody or somebody's to come home to. And the pivotal moment really was when we had been married about 5 years, Rick and I, and we decided that it was okay for me to stop teaching and really work on my writing, because I've also been a writer all my life. And I was really being called to write a book, but just, that's one of those things when you put your heart and soul into it, it's your essence. And if people don't like it, then it can be devastating. But I found a wonderful editor and publisher who encouraged me. And basically, the four agreements wrote themselves. They were a download from Spirit, wanting everybody to know and understand what Spirit is asking of us relative to the animal kingdom. And after that, literally all these different other moments that I had growing up and in earlier adulthood with my animals, especially my cats, all of a sudden insights started coming to me about different things that happened with them. Only when I was younger, I didn't really have the language to express what was happening. And then in 2012, Spirit just let it all flow into me and has been working with me ever since on behalf of the animals.
Great. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Like you said, I think for all of us, sometimes, we have like recurring themes in our life. Sometimes all the threads don't come together at one time, but all of a sudden, boom, we have those moments where, it's always there, but then it totally crystallizes and manifests in the book and more. Yeah.
And, the thing is too, there's a great many of us, more than I can even imagine to count, but who actually learn from the animals, and our regular life lessons come from them as opposed to somebody telling us. I had a mentor one time for many years, and she would just get so frustrated with me and scream at me because I wanted to know why, I wanted to know how, and I got it, but I really learned, especially the lessons around transition, from going through them with the animals and seeing that there were more levels and depths than I had ever understood or anybody else I knew at the time. So that is what is so fascinating, and for me still continues. You could give me all the advice in the world, Mark, but it might not hit home unless I was able to connect it to the animals. So
yeah, definitely. The animals are definitely kind of, I say sometimes for people in my sessions, kind of like for some, not all the time, but the canary in the coal mine. So whatever's going on, it's kind of barometer of what's going on in people's lives. If things are really out of whack, the pets often show it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So you've touched upon, like, I know you've worked a lot with, transitions with the animal, through the animal kingdom, both for, I guess, for the animals and the people.
Right.
What are some of the other main things that people seek your help with throughout your practice, and maybe over the last 3 to 6 months? Has, I at least in my own practice, I see often different issues tend to come in batches, like, speak a little bit to that.
Well, really, the first 6 months, there was so much transition going on, and friends and colleagues, members of the community, were experiencing this in droves. But then also what began to happen is that people would kind of hear the phrase or see something and like, what do you mean? How can I love my pet any more than I do? How can I go deeper with my pet? And I'm like, no matter how far you are along in your journey spiritually or not, all of us can go deeper and deeper. And that's and I call that the power in the paw, because that is really what happens to us when they connect and come to us, which they have agreed to do just like us. They have that contract with us. Then they are here to be our guides and way showers. And it is just amazing what we can learn, especially when we get the idea and the understanding that so much of what they show us behaviorally is connected directly to us and mirrors something going on in our life. And that's fascinating to watch, both in myself, in my community, and to see people get it and go, oh, never thought of that. Now I know what you mean. Yeah, we're my husband has cancer and the kids are freaking out and the animals have been just totally going crazy. Well, yeah, they're absorbing that energy to try to help the family deal with things. But that's kind of what's been happening.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a glance at the chat box again. Let's see. More people. Let's see. Okay, we have Cindy. She says, morning to all. Thank you, Cindy, for being here. We have Kim from Wisconsin. Can't wait to hear about your talents from Dr. Working. Thank you, Kim. Okay, let me scroll up. Gina. Let's see. Okay. She says, I grew up in in Africa. So I've always been surrounded by fur babies, and does it seem to be drawn to me? Does that mean I have the angel of animals in my human body?
That is so funny that you would ask that. One, never heard it, but it actually ties in directly to the work, to my work with the Blue Angel. So Mark, if you want me to, I can kind of go into that a little bit and it will answer her question. The short answer is yes, and there's more to it.
Perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and segue into the Blue Angel. Tell us more about the Blue Angel. Who is she? How'd she come into your life? How she evolved over the years? So.
Okay. Well, what was fascinating was back in 2010, 11, and 12, I had a mentor, and I started having lots. I had gone for a period of many years with no loss, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it was one after another, and I'm just like, what is going on? What am I supposed to learn from this? And at one point, my mentor said, call on the Blue Angel and she will help you. And I'm like, Blue Angel, who's the Blue Angel? And she's like, I don't know, but you're supposed to call on her. So I did, and she helped make that transition happen within just like 10 minutes or so. And so I started going in asking, who is this? Because Barry and I looked and looked, could not find somebody specifically that was the angel for the animals. There was a Saint Gertrude, who is known as the angel of the cats, but that was it that we could find. And so as I was asking, Spirit was giving me more information, and basically she had been given the permission, so to speak, to come in and work with the animal kingdom. And she told me, she's like, I'm here to help with transition, and whatever you need, just call on me. And I even got a visual of her, and I did over and over, and she would always help. But again, I wasn't really sure of what was happening, why did she come to me, that kind of thing. And as we went deeper into it, my mentor said, because I was saying too, I can't even see her. Wow, why can't I get a picture of her other than just what I've been told she would look like? And my mentor had said, well, that's because you are the representation of her on earth. And so you can't see her because you are acting as her channel. And so I'm like, oh, well, okay, cool. So yes, you can take on an aspect of her when you or find yourself surrounded by the animals, because just like with every archangel or any other angel, she can be many places at many times. And a little later on, I guess about a couple of years later, she started saying to me, I really want to do more than just work with transition. So I'm telling you now, I'm available to everyone and to their pets, no matter what's going on, whether it's transition or behavior issues or emotional issues. And I will be able also to help the families, the guardians that go with them. And so she evolved into kind of like a full scale angel, not just one expertise. And I have been working with her all these years. And finally, a couple of years ago, she said I had introduced her in the fur agreements and have given a little background on her and some of the work that she does. But then she said, I'm ready to do a handbook of healing for everybody. And so we've spent the past couple of years creating that, and it's almost ready to come out. And then we also have tape recordings of her. I call them meditative prayers because it's really a meditation, but it's not only a prayer. And so there's a wide range of them that will be in the book that covers so many situations, from rescue animals to animals, mothers who are expecting kittens or puppies, to animals who have lost their person or their best animal friend. So in a way, really, the blessings that she has given cover many, many topics and can really be used to support whatever someone's going through with their pets.
Very cool. I'm going to peek back at the chat boxes. More questions are coming. See if I'm going to pick those that are related to the let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm going to go for this. From a question from Cindy. She says, I've noticed in the last couple of years that animals of all kinds are crossing the predator-prey boundaries and are rescuing each other, nurturing and loving each other. Is this just my imagination, or has there been a major shift in animal behavior?
No, there has been a shift, and the original gigantic shift started in 2012 when literally there was a mass migration of animals going back home to heaven because they knew what we were going to be being faced with in the coming years. And so they went on the other side to help us from over there because they had a better overview and could work much more freely. And so now part of what you're saying, there is still an exodus of the animals because many of them just can't tolerate these heightened vibrations, and many can. But what has happened is that also, in order to show humanity where we're screwing up so badly with things, the animals are crossing species to connect, to be a part of each other. And it's amazing to see a little mouse riding on the back of a cat, riding on the back of a dog on a motorcycle. That thing went viral. But this is happening everywhere. And those of us called to work with the animal kingdom are really going to be noticing this and being able to use what's happening, even if we're not directly involved, the information will be channeled to us about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I just want to show this
Yep.
so that they can see the copy of the book. And if, like Cindy, if you want to go into more depth on what you're here to do with them, just let me know. We can do that. But this is the opportunity in the most serious way it's ever been presented from the animal kingdom to say, we know what is happening. We can help you. We can guide you. Let go of that human ego and connect with us. Because, you know, Mark, we can't always get out of our ego or our personality.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the animals come in and they haven't forgotten anything on the other side like we do when we're born. And so they really know and understand everything if we will just start asking them.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. That's the first time I didn't realize that. So if an animal's had past lives, they still have the memories of that past life that they can actively access?
Yeah. Animals, okay, just like us, you come in with a purpose. I come in with a purpose and a destiny. Well, if you think about it, duh, who are we to think that animals wouldn't do the same thing? They're conscious, sentient beings. Excuse me. And so when they come in and come to you, even if they just touch your life for a brief moment, that was a planned agreement. That's why the book is called The Fur Agreements. It's about the agreements that they make with us and that we make back with them. And they're offering themselves up to us. And it got really heightened when now I forgot his name. No, Cecil the lion, when he literally took it on himself because things were moving so slow that was such a tragedy in our eyes. But what it did, it created a huge shift in humanity. And now his son took up the same mission. So animals actually really do choose their lives just like we do. Every single experience, they choose it, even if we're horrified and heartbroken when you see like baby seals being clubbed. Okay, they chose that to try to wake us up. So that's a big component of what humanity has to realize now.
Cool. Let me peek it and see. Just show Jeffrey Moore says, I'm here, Tricia, working. I love animals, watching here at work. Okay.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. One more from Gina also. Archangel Michael works closely with me and gone through lots of loss. In fact, all my family. And most of my fur babies have lived over 20 years with Reiki and not sure if it could be my life purpose.
Absolutely. And what they've done, which I'm sure you know and understand, they have lived so long in order to really support you with all of those other precious losses and what is coming next for you. And that's something too, talking about reincarnation for just a moment. I've had over 25 of my animals reincarnate back to me in this lifetime, some 2 and 3 times, because the bodies just couldn't handle the energy any longer and they had to let go of that, but then they came back in to work with us. So it's wonderful that you have got animals reaching 20 years old, because that is a lot of wisdom stored up.
Yeah, well, great. All right. Would you like to share a Blue Angel story or go to a group process, either a prayer or meditation?
Let's do just a quick little meditation. Okay. In its own communication, so it will be able to affect everybody and anybody.
Excellent.
Everybody would just get quiet for a moment. Tap on your heart 3 times and breathe in and out 3 times, knowing that as you breathe out, you're releasing any type of stress or frustration. And as you breathe in, you are breathing in the energy of the divine and the wisdom of the animals in your life. This also is actively working in your past, your present, and your future. Dear lady, help all members of this family, two-legged and four, to understand and recognize the necessity for good communication process. Help them to know that good communication will resolve misunderstandings and errors in judgment. Help all members of this family to open their hearts and their minds to this. Teach them and show them that they are now ready to know the power of the divine. Whenever miscommunication may occur, let it be acknowledged and resolved quickly. Help bring the disjointed parties together in peace and harmony, and help them to learn that they are all connected. Let the communication be clear, connected, and with a willingness to speak truly from one heart. May the heart and mind to work in communication with each other and to always be clear and loving. When engaging in all forms of communication, allow each one to communicate within themselves as well, knowing and understanding that what they say creates their world. Let beauty and peace bridge any gaps they see, sense, or feel within themselves and each other. Help them to always keep a divine mission in the forefront. Thank you, dear lady. And then you can just come back to the present. But this is an example of what is in the handbook of healing. And I think that if anybody would like a copy of this, just let us know and we'll be certainly happy to send it to them. We also, Mark, would like to offer anybody in your tribe and community a free digital download of the fur agreements. And any way that I can be of help to them, I am here.
Well, great. Well, that's fabulous. Yeah, at the towards the end of the show, we'll share all your contacts, and that's how everyone listening now or on the replay. That's just a free gift from Dr. Tricia. If that's of interest, you'll have the information at the end of the show. So thank you very much for that very generous offer. Thank you. So let me go back to the chat box, see if we have any additional questions. Okay. Okay, this is a long one, but what's interesting. From Annie Smith. I have 10 cats and 4 dogs. They started coming to me in 2007. We have a peaceful home. The energy is always balanced. Lately, the cats have been very active around 3 to 5 a.m. I also been waking up around 3:30ish every day. There is one of the cats, the more nervous one, that goes side by side on the bed, purposely trying to wake me up. Does this mean anything?
Actually, Annie, yes, it does. So thank you for asking that. The 3 to 5 a.m., 3 o'clock is basically known as kind of like the witching hour. It is when the veil between us and the other side is thinnest and we can access them. And the fact that you are being woken up is actually an invitation to get into the energy of that moment. The cats are also trying to wake you up to show that to you. And I feel very sure you'll be able to get some downloads from spirit, around whatever. You may be meant to bring certain messages out. And I promise you, until you actually get involved with this, you will not have any peace, because you will continue to be invited, shall we say, to get up and be in this energy. And it really is a wonderful time. It's my favorite time of the night, because it's like it's me and the world, but everybody else is asleep. And it can be very powerful, whether you're working for yourself or wanting to do something for pets, or if you're looking to shift yourself into a new aspect. And the reason the cats are also acting up now and waking up as well is because of the energies of the last full moon we had back when we had the not the solstice, but the double moon, the blue moon. Those energies picked up like crazy, and a lot of animals and people are still trying to get adjusted and calibrated into those energies. So,
yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah. Also, just for the viewers out there too, also, if you have any feedback about what you experienced during the prayer, feel free to write in those comments too.
yes, love to know.
Yeah. Okay. This is back to Cindy. It says from an earlier comment, yes, I felt like they were showing humans by example. That's to the one about the prey and that one. Yes, I'll start asking it. Seems my interactions with all animals have a lasting impact on me.
And really, Cindy, what I would encourage you to do, because you are so conscious of this, and this leads me into something too that's really important, but I feel like you're being called to take note of these different experiences, and that something more is going to come out of it for you. But here is the thing: animals, consciousness, and spirituality, that is really the new thought field. For so many years, we only had people like Dr. Jane Goodall, who really understood and could bring to the world information about the consciousness of the animals. But now, this is really, and it's a phrase that I coined, but I feel like it's the most true thing that we have, because they're not just aware, they are fully conscious of everything that happens in their life and outside of their life. And their primary mission is to help our spiritual journey. So this may be something that y'all would like to get interested in, or have a conversation on, and we can certainly do something like that. But this is the time, more than any during history, where we are so close to being able to be awakened to the animals. And that's what most of us who are connected to them are working toward.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So a little bit of feedback about the meditation, the prayer, excuse me. Gina says that was beautiful, Tricia. So thank you, Gina. Kim says, thank you. Enjoyed it. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. From Jeffrey also. That's great missionary work, Tricia, working that you're doing with the animals. You're a jewel from heaven and a blessing. May God continue to bless you spiritually and financially.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay. We have Sue, a lot of people sharing. Sue says, animals, birds, dragonflies are always with me.
Wonderful.
All right. All right. All right. So did you want to do a meditation also, or was a prayer? Is there anything else you want to do as far as a direct experience with the Blue Angel, or are we good?
Well, I think we're good for the moment, because the handbook itself is going to be coming out, and we want to make it available to people. But I would say that if anybody has any other questions around this, that I'd be happy to answer them. And also understand that you don't have to just use the prayers. Now that you have heard about her, you have an automatic connection. And anytime something's going on, you can simply call on her and ask for her support in the situation. What we can't do, though, let's say, like Sammy and Prince are going crazy. I can't make them stop going crazy, because we can't force an outcome, but I can ask that she bring peace and harmony to them. And so while the prayers are directly channeled from her, they're support materials. But you can call on her at any point to work with you and your fur babies. And even if you love the wild world, but you're not, you don't have a baby bear in the house, again, you can use and direct her energy anywhere to help any of the animal kingdom.
Right. Excellent. All right. So do you have any other final comments for the audience, either that you feel guided to share, either about the animals, your work, or anything else?
Yes. Actually, a couple of things. One, I'm actually working on the further agreements, so that will be coming out in hopefully the next year or so. But it's continued lessons from the animals, and that's why I say understand that they are here to work with you, and our job now is to ask them how and why. What are they here for? Are they here for protection? Are they here to just love us through the depths that we go to? But they are here. We have to do the asking, and they fully understand English. And you also want to be able to, a very simple thing you can do whenever somebody's acting out a little bit, all you have to do is start talking, start saying to them, change your energy, and not get upset, not be in a loud voice or yell, but really say that to them directly and feel it within you. I've had to do that even in breaking up a fight and knowing that I could not get mad at them, but that as I'm going in, I'm touching them, energy's going to them. So there are a lot of things that you can learn to do that are fairly easy. And there's also a huge way, I have a signature system now for going into the depths and truly connecting with your animal. And it is different than any other connection process I've ever heard or seen from anybody else. And so that will be coming out soon, and love to share that with your audience. That is a total interactive process. So
very nice. Excellent. Well, thank you. See, one more question from the comment, or a couple from Gina. What are your thoughts of 5G going to have on the animals?
Okay, so I missed the middle part. What
are your thoughts about 5G? What's the impact of 5G on the animal kingdom? What's your thoughts?
Oh, back here, because I'm that much into the 5G. Actually, the animals are going to be able to be protected because they already know what's going on. They already are protected. And again, if something happens, like to a school of dolphins or something like that, through the 5G, again, they knew that. They chose that to be an instrument of learning and invitation to be different, do different, and not get into that whole mode that I'm going to fight this and we're going to win and we're going to take back or whatever. The thing is, anytime any of us get into that fighting and making stuff have to happen, we are giving a different energy than what's required. Everything now is about being loved, which is the highest state of being. And even just saying the mantra that I was given for everyone, I am love, I am loved. And when something happens that upsets or hurts you, if you will use that, then you will get to a point where the situation will either resolve itself in your favor, or if it doesn't, you will find a way to truly be at peace. And so, any frustrating thing that happens, if you just start saying and feeling, or even just in your mind, I am loved, and then you can do it every day too. I do it as part of when I wake up and start my day, so that I started off in the space of being loved, whatever else may happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember learning early that always be for something, not against something, because when you're against whatever, you actually strengthen it. Whatever you're anti, so always be pro. You'd like to see more peace, be pro peace.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a hard thing to overcome, because one of the biggest things that had happened was when Michael Vick did the dog fighting thing. I mean, that was a huge sign for everybody, but it also created visceral reactions in people, which can make it really hard to get just into the truth and think of the animals and how they did this to help us be better and do better and know better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great. So as we get ready to wrap up today's show, can you share out your contact? What's the best way to reach you? Through social media, Facebook, webpage, all that, please.
All that.
Whatever you'd like to share, not all that, but whatever you'd like to share.
You can definitely reach out to me in social media. I also have a group in social media, the Fur Agreements, which I would love to invite everyone to. I also do a monthly healing seminar, both for the animals and people, and about consciousness. And then my website is www.paws, P-A-W-S, the number 4, Paws for Thought, Inc.com. And there will have information on there to contact me. You can contact me directly at Dr. Tricia Working at yahoo.com, Tricia Working, or my administrative assistant, Mary Hickish, MSH Paws at iCloud.net. We have a lot of wonderful things that we can give to you and share and help you on your journey. And again, if anyone would like, I would also, since we're coming up to the 4th of July, it's the 4th of July gift. If anybody would like, I would be willing to give them a 15-minute Power in the Paw session, so they can begin to understand the fur agreements and how it relates directly back to them and their pets.
Well, great. And after the show, I'll be sure to put in the comments box all your contact information. So
okay. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, Dr. Tricia, thank you very much for being on the People and Pets show. I know people really got a lot of value. For me, the Blue Angel, I do remember reading pieces about it when I read the Fur Agreements a number of years ago, but that was nice to get an expanded version. I look forward to more coming out really soon and more.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for the work you're doing on behalf of the pets and being able to get your information spread out to large audiences. And I really appreciate those who do tune in to this interview and of course, all of yours, but who really want to do something further, go a little more in depth with their pet. Let me know. I can help you do that.
Great. Well, again, thank you very much. So again, feel free to continue to comment, and we'll put all our contact information after the show or next 24 hours, but so you'll have it all there. So yeah, we go on the air every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please remember to comment, share, love today's episode if you're seeing it here on Facebook. And we will be getting around very soon, putting it on the YouTube channel for People and Pets Energetics. You see it, please subscribe to the YouTube channel for People and Pets Energetics. Give it a like, a thumbs up. Each week, we'll be interviewing leading guests in the area of holistic health and wellness for people, animals, and spaces. Next week, my guest will be Barbara Bailey. Barbara is renowned for her work in hand analysis, and she'll be sharing what your hand tells you about your life and your soul's mission and much more. So if you had some like mysterious thing going through all your life, let's see if maybe your hand holds the clue to unlocking the mystery. And also, if I can be of service of any help for you, your people, your pets, and your spaces, let me know. You can find me at peopleandpetsenergetics.com and also on my Facebook page at People and Pets Energetics. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show live or watching it on the replay. Keep the comments coming, and we appreciate your being here. So we're signing off for today. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Tricia.
Everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.